So there's moments and times where, like in these sort of scenarios, it's like, okay, so we gave the ball away here, right? So this whole situation comes from us giving it away. Like this here is a prime example of take a touch out towards the wing and just let this build. Like give yourself a second or two to then go. You could take the touch out to here, go, okay, I can't lay that pass. What do? I go back to Mendy. Mendy then lays it out to there. Like that is a very simple kind of pattern. So we lose the ball, and this is where the opponent gets a goal from. So that's already an area where we go, okay, that was poor. We didn't want to do that. Then after this, we'll look and we'll see, is there anything that we could have done? I think you were fine here. You trap back. The second man press there just pulls Blanc up slightly. That's not really too big of a deal. And then same again with Rudiger. I'm pretty happy with this. If you would have got the second man press on Llorente when you switch into Laurent Blanc here instead of Rudiger, this would have been like the best way you could have defended this. We would have been giving you check boxes here. We're really, really happy. Problem is that you second man press, and this is where second man press has it's like, I can't explain it. Why the game thinks, because the second man press is to press the ball holder, right? Why on earth would you ever want Rudiger to come over here? It doesn't make sense. You always want the man that's closest to the ball, right? So this isn't your fault, but now the way we have to deal with this is go, game selected the wrong man. You need to let go of R1 and you need to re-enable it and hopefully get it on Llorente. So that isn't your fault, but we have to try and be aware of that and always, change it. So if you actually got Llorente there, that would have been really good. This here then is now just really good from the opponent. Like he shot cancelled you, which is a really good way to turn. Like there's times that you just have to kind of go, well done, that was really good. Because at this point, I'm going, you're second man pressing here, you're covering this angle, you're pressing there to cover this angle. That's really, really good. I'm really happy with that. Just the problem is that he does a super good job of shot cancelling you, and that's really well played from him. So,
and I must say, when that went in, I do remember going, that's a good goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's switching to Ballack, fine. A nice direct pass from him. Completely takes out the midfield. Okay, so it's really good from him to just take out the midfield there. Virgil able to play that. You do press the tackle button here with Blanc. There.
Yeah, why am I doing that? No idea. Can't begin to tell you why I've done that.
I'm going to assume, I don't like assuming, it makes an ass out of you and me, but I'm going to assume you wanted to switch to Rudiger to step and tackle.
Yes, I think that's probably because you can see the direction I'm tackling in, so that makes perfect sense.
That would be the theory there. Which, if you're on Rudiger and you do get it, it probably isn't a big of a deal because Blanc's covering that side. Haaland's not going to turn down here. Like Haaland's got one thing in his mind: run through that gap, right? Turning with him would completely slow it down. So I actually don't mind the tackle if it is on Rudiger because you're just trying to off-balance him, make it difficult. You obviously end up getting the wrong player switch. How do you get the player switch wrong? You tap L1 to player switch here, which... Do you? Or do you right stick? No, you tap L1 there. Yeah. So the L1 switch actually goes from Blanc to Bellingham. So it goes Blanc, Bellingham...
Oh. No, that's it. I'm trying to L1 switch to Bellingham to get the tackling on goal.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. That makes sense. So you've been caught, and this is where L1 switches obviously, can be a little bit meh. You've been caught in the as you're about to press it. Look at the time you've pressed this now. The game has then gone and moved it from Bellingham to Blanc.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because the ball's been passed, it's moving.
Yeah.
So it's now going, who's the next closest man to the ball, and it's gone Blanc. So this is unfortunate, but this is also, again, the time where I would go, and this is why L1 switches are just bad, right? If you want Blanc, you can right six switch really easily. If you wanted Bellingham, you can right six switch super easily. If you flick that there, you get Bellingham.
Yeah.
If you can flick it there, you get Blanc, Now, if you wanted Rudiger, that's where right six switching is a little bit more difficult because obviously those two, again, we spoke about this last time, are very kind of close to one another. So if you wanted Bellingham and you wanted that tackle Bellingham, not a problem. Just right six switch it instead of using the L1. All right. Do you understand why it has changed from Bellingham to Blanc?
Yes, I do. Yes, because the moment he passes the ball, the game goes, okay, the next person, the person that I would want would be Blanc. Basically, he's then, although he's not closer to the ball is travelling towards him, and so the calculations of the game's going, he's going to be the person.
Yeah, and it's also the goal side rule, really, right? Like, you wouldn't want it going, okay, here's Ballack. It's like, well, yeah, but Ballack's the wrong side of him. Like, he's never going to get back and recover here. So you'd always want one of the, these three. So you're absolutely right. It's good that you know that. So if he doesn't pass this ball here and he stays with Gordon, this would have been, again, good. You would have got the L1 switch right, and you would have got that tackling. So thankfully enough, Haaland puts it wide though.
No, not at all.
No. Like, look at the space he has to move into. Just dribble. Again, you're not sprinting, you're not doing anything. You giving this ball to Ballack here is so criminal. Like, Ballack is going to be pressed. Like, he's going to be facing his own goal. You've got to take this touch back this way, and then you've got to get it out. But you just don't need to do that. You can take the ball with Rudiger. What you're ideally wanting is for him to press here or him to press there, and then you go wherever he's pressed from, and you play the ball into those players, right? You like that now. And this is a rule which is just so easy to fix. And when I'm playing and I'm lazy, this is what I do. I always say the principle of take the touch where the ball has come from. The ball came from here, so you're free basically to take this touch anywhere in this radius. So there. Soon as you go, I'm going to go a little bit more experimental. If you go up there or you go there, well, either way is pressed, right? And that's exactly what you do. You think I can take the touch down here. You will be able to at times. I'm not saying that you can never do this. Like, obviously, sometimes they'll get the press wrong, right? But the safest thing is in your own half here, take the
30 yards from my own goal with only 2 players between the ball and the goal. Yeah, take a touch back.
Yeah, so just take the touch back. Ballack's elite pass with the ball, get the ball out wide. You've now beat the press in the middle, and we can exploit this space and we can go. That right there is just a very simple fix to something that so many people struggle with, and you'd be fine. But it also stems from Rudiger didn't need to give him that ball. You've put him into a dangerous scenario already, right? And then obviously Hansen can drive, defending reckless with Rudiger. That should be 2. Yeah, so everything after this point, I've kind of been changing up the way I kind of review games and analyze games. Everything after this point, I don't actually care about, because this should never happen again. This is horrible, because now you're in a Rudiger versus Hansen battle. This is not nice. Hansen obviously can finesse, can travella, can drive, can skill move. This isn't good for you. You don't want to be in this position, but you've put yourself in this position purely from that pass. So I think the defending from Rudiger is crazy reckless. I think something to really get into people's minds at the minute is you don't need to win the ball here. What you need to do is make his job harder. How do we make his job harder, in your opinion?
By slowing him down to get the rest of my team back.
Yeah, and basically doing nothing. Do you know if Rudiger just stands here, what has he got to try and do to you?
He's got to try and beat me with some sort of skill move or something.
Skill move, just run past you. Do you know if he runs past you here and you carry on going like you did up here with Llorente, it's not actually that bad. Because if you ever get shoulder to shoulder, Rudiger just takes the ball off her because she's not strong, right? That's where obviously he has his strength. But you being super aggressive, if you just chill and go, okay, where are you going? Are you going to go on the inside or are you going to go on the outside? Then you follow that based on that. But you've gone, I'm going to charge and think where you're going to go, and you step and bang, Hansen goes. Obviously, you come through, you do the goalkeeper movement, which was really good, forces him to go across goal. It's a good layoff from him and a good goal. So, obviously when you're playing now, obviously you've got the ability with PlayStation to clip things and whatnot. You can clip the last 30 seconds by double tapping the share button. If you double tap every goal that you concede, if you double tap it and you go and look back on that, for me now at 2-0 down, if you were reviewing this game yourself, I would stop the review right here at 15 minutes in the game and go, there's no point in you reviewing any further, because you're already 2-0 down, you're already chasing the game, you already made the game super difficult for yourself. And the goal that we've just conceded there is such a detrimental error that it can't happen again. So now you go and take that away and you work on that for the next week. If I'm going to lay the ball into the middle, I take the touch back the way the ball came from, because that's where I'm going to have space, and I'm going to lay the ball out to the wings and beat the press, and bang, you should theoretically never concede that goal again. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense, yeah.